I found it, like, finally. This is the lens you want. This is the lens everybody should get. It's the Sigma 20-200, a full frame lens. There's lots of 10 times zoom lens out there, but this one goes all the way back to 20. And that does things that the other super zooms can't do, like shoot wide angles in the narrow streets of Europe, or take pictures of your friends at dinner.
This is the view across the table at 20 millimeters, 24 millimeters, 28 millimeters, 35 millimeters.
I'll show you why this is the best lens. And no, it's not sponsored by Sigma or Sony. This is sponsored by Squarespace. Squarespace is where you go when you want to host any kind of web presence, whether you're setting up a website for your restaurant, your dental office, or just your photography portfolio or video reel. Start at squarespace.com/Tony. Check out the beautiful templates that they have, and you'll see just how easy it is. In a few minutes, you can get a gorgeous website going. But don't take my word for it. Get a free trial at squarespace.com/Tony. No credit card required. I promise you'll love it. And if you do, the coupon code Tony will save you 10%. Thanks, Squarespace. First, let's talk about the design of this lens. Now, this is a consumer grade lens, but it's also pretty inexpensive, but it has some consumer features, like it's a telescoping zoom, right? Like professional zooms tend to be internal. Telescoping zooms like this can pull in a little bit of dust, but the way most people use a lens like this, it should never be a problem. It has a nice big zoom ring, and it doesn't zoom completely smoothly. It's perfect for stills. If you want to try to zoom during video, I had a tough time getting it smooth, but most people aren't zooming during video anyway. This isn't like 1980s America's Funniest Home Video, so I don't see that as a problem. The focusing ring here, I found it worked well. There were definitely times when I needed to manually pull focus. I would just switch this to manual and then focus like that. And that allowed me to shoot past grasses that the Sony's autofocus system was getting caught on and just get the subject enough in focus that I was able to autofocus it. The lens feels really light. I mean, it's not a pocketable lens, but it's really small enough to easily fit in a bag, and it's light enough that walking around with it around my neck, I really didn't notice it. I would love to pair this with a Sony a7C II or a7C-R, nice and compact bodies for travel. Another trait that's just fine for consumer lenses but wouldn't really fly on a pro lens is the variable aperture. So at the wide end, 20 millimeters, it's f3.5, and at the tight end telephoto, it's f6.3. That's not the f2.8 that I use on my pro lenses. So maybe you're not going to get crazy background blur, but most people don't need that. And it does mean that you don't really need an aperture ring on this, because you're probably not going to be adjusting the aperture, because you'll probably just always be shooting wide open. Even though it's not a super fast professional lens, when you zoom into 200 millimeters at f6.3, you actually do get pretty good background blur and enough bokeh for what most people are doing. I could be testing this in all the technical ways that I do other lenses, right? That's not how people shoot this. This is a lens for the f8 and be there crowd. This is a lens that you just always have on you. It's ready for anything. And over again on this Sony Kando trip, it has proved itself. This is the lens I brought for everything. I just forced myself to use it. But I actually fell in love with it. Even switching away from my pro lenses, I never noticed the lack of sharpness, which I'm sure isn't as good as my pro lenses, but I didn't notice it. And here's why. I was mostly taking pictures for social media, and nobody on my social media complained about the quality of the images because they were gorgeous, because I had it with me. Now, this morning, I went out with a friend and took landscape photos at this beautiful lake here in Washington State. Most people would want a wide angle lens for that. You think like, oh, I'm going to be at 16-35 or something, right? The 20 millimeter end of this was really useful because the lake had a beautiful expanse. But the telephoto end also ended up being really useful for compressing the background, using the haze in the background as a compositional element. The nice lightweight came in handy as I literally climbed on top of my rental Jeep to get the right perspective on my friend as he was taking pictures along the shore. And I wouldn't have been as comfortable with a big expensive pro lens throwing it on top of a Jeep. And if it had been a pro 24-70, I then would have had to go into my bag and put this lens back and put a different lens on. And that little bit of delay, that adds a little bit of hesitation. And that means you're not as likely to actually change the lens and take the picture you need. Instead, you'll probably try to get it with the lens you have, or you'll just be like, oh, the picture's not that important anyway. But when you have all the focal lengths you need accessible to you, you don't have to pack any extra lenses, but you're very willing to do this. You're much more likely to get the shot when it's already at your fingertips. Here's why most people should buy this, because most people just buy a camera kit and they mostly just use the kit lens. They never change lenses because that's expensive and a pain. But this is the one lens you should get and then sell your kit lens because you'll never need it again. There's no kit lens that has this versatility. If you use the kit lens, there's gonna be some time when you cannot zoom back far enough. And you're gonna miss that shot of the beautiful streets in Europe. You're gonna miss that shot of your friends at dinner in the small room. A lot of people who buy a camera, they want a camera because they also want to shoot kids' sports. And this is a pretty good option for that. 200 millimeters is fine for most field sports, things like American football and soccer, baseball. And going all the way back to 20 millimeters means even if you're at the corner of a courtside game, like basketball or volleyball, you'll be able to get close to the players and zoom wide. I found the autofocus to be good enough. I never really struggled with it. Now, it's limited to 15 frames per second, not by the lens, but by Sony, because Sony won't let you use 30 frames per second or 120 frames per second on their high-end sports bodies, but honestly, you're probably not putting this on a high-end sports body. You're probably putting it on an A7C or an A7 III or something, and thus it won't be limited in any way. It's just perfect for those things. Some of you are saying, Tony, where's the detailed technical analysis? Why aren't you doing side-by-side test shots with every single zoom lens out there? Well, I did that. I made a whole video where I compared all the various super zoom lenses, told you which ones were my favorite for different platforms, but this is my new favorite, regardless of technical qualities, because it goes back to 20 millimeters, and I cannot underestimate how important that is. When I look at my own catalog, so many pictures are taken a little bit wider than 24 millimeters. That's the reason iPhones have that ultra wide lens, because it's useful, because you need it. And it doesn't matter to me if there's a lens that's a little bit sharper or a little bit faster, letting in a little bit more light, because, well, I can always crop a little deeper. I can always add a little more noise reduction, but I can't zoom back on those other lenses. I'm gonna miss shots. And it's that fear of missing out that is making me recommend this lens to just about everybody. In the comments down below, let me know what you think. And don't forget to check out my sponsor, Squarespace, when you need any type of web presence. Something better than just social media, which is being taken over by just AI slop. Well, you control your Squarespace website. You get your own custom domain name, your own custom email addresses. You can set up a store, take appointments from clients, put up your restaurant menu. Whatever you can imagine starts at squarespace.com/Tony. Try it out completely free. You don't have to take my word for it. You don't have to give them a credit card number. Just go to squarespace.com/Tony and start setting up your website. See how easy it is. Even if you've never set up a website before, I promise you can do it. They've made it easy and beautiful. After you try it out, when you love it, the coupon code Tony will get you 10% off. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. More reviews coming and tutorials. Bye.